Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha. How's everybody doing tonight? Yep, I'm out of breath a little bit, running a little late, but better late than never. What is going on with Vivek? He's up to something, and Mr. T don't like it, and I don't like it either. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. We got a cold snap we're going to be dealing with all week. A lot of people. So much for global warming. But John Kerry, he's done the best he can as climate czar. He's stepping down to help Joe Biden with his campaign. But my thoughts on that is, why would he have to resign as climate czar to help campaign? Why can't he do both? We were told to watch out for resignations, weren't we? And I think a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, I kind of said, well, I just had an intuition, really out of nowhere, about Kerry. I thought he would be one of the first two big names to get jammed up. Be the next one riding around with U.S. Marshals like the others we've talked about. So anyway, hi Diane, how you doing? Hi Wanda, Cheshire, Sissy, Be Charming, Be Dog, Jersey Joe, Cindy. Sissy said he's a plant. Well, he's definitely got some oddball stuff going on. We'll talk about it. Hi Ingrid. Hi Judy. Yeah, he's definitely got some oddball stuff going on. Oh, let's see. Whoa, my chats are jumping around again. Alan, how you doing? Gloria. Lisa. Jersey Joe. Nice to see you all. Susie. The cat. Oh, let's see. They pounded your jet stream. Who did that? I don't know what you're talking about there. Hi, Melinda. But yeah, I got a funny meme. I got to put some more memes on Truth Social. But with John Kerry, alluding to ever since the 1980s, he's been saying the world's coming to an end. They had to switch it from global warming to climate change. That way it could be whatever they wanted it to be, And I'm hoping I'm coming in all right because I'm in a different location. Connecticut, I bet it's getting cold, David. What 2 degrees? Sissy said, Illinois, everything is frozen. Jiminy crickets. Keep the water running at a trickle. -10, Alan, got you beat. Holy cow. -10 in Kansas. I didn't know it was getting that cold. Let's see. So, hi, Jersey Joe. Cindy said, 5x5. Araceli. Oh, good. I'm coming in loud and clear. That's good. That's good. Well, I didn't do a picture show tonight because I'd never got up. I had to do a lot of stuff over the weekend. I got to get wood cut and get wood in the house and keep the stove stocked up. And I don't want to, if you get snow on the ground, you don't want to be out there rummaging around the daggone wood pile of snow all over it. Or they get frozen together. You can't get as much in the house as you can, right? But how many saw Mr. T today at his laying out his agenda once again? I mean, there's no doubt about it. His agenda. And the choices can't be more clear. And I was going to watch this young lady on YouTube. She had a channel. And the title of her YouTube video was something like frustrated by neighbors, brainwashing, and uh, preconceived notions or something like that. It seemed to me like she was going to be talking our language, like maybe she has some friends and neighbors she was trying to talk to, but they're just so ingrained with the incessant drumbeat, negative drumbeat about Trump that they can't come out of it. They can't, no matter how much stuff you show them. It's frustrating. I know it is. I deal with it. How you doing, Tennessee? Kicking bird. Oh man, your city water's frozen. Jiminy crickets. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, but everybody hit thumbs up for me. It helps out. What do you got, sissy? Oil furnace? I got 3 more days to get up in the 30s. Jiminy crickets. Ah, Fitties in Georgia for the cat bragging. Well, because I have conversations with people. I enjoy that sometimes if I, got some spare time and I talk to somebody I never spoke with before, a younger guy. And, I was discussing YouTubing and stuff like that. And he's trying to do a little channel and made me realize I assume people know many of the big things that I know. And I don't mean about, the secret stuff and all this. I'm talking about big things that happened in life, in our country, in this world, like certain facts about World War II, facts about the Reagan administration. There's stuff that's in my mind, I know, and I think that other people have that same information in their mind to help them with their decision-making process. And you know what? If they're under, I'll say even 40, but really under 30, their knowledge, not just about this country, but world history, is woefully inadequate. And not to say they're bad people. They're products of an education system that has been despoiled. All right, it's been stripped of some very important life lessons. You remember when we were going to school, we learned about who was a guy who was a Greek mythology. He had wax feathers on wings made of wax, and he flew too close to the sun and melted his wings and hit the ground. You don't want to reach too far, things like that even. But hey, now not this particular person I was talking to, but I have to keep in mind that people in their early 20s and who's man in the cash register or woman in the cash register or theming the cash register, I have to keep in mind a thought that I would never consider to be part of my life is that I'm dealing with a person who doesn't understand the birds and the bees the way it's been explained to people for thousands of years. And that's only one of the rifts in the makeup, the psychological makeup of people entering into the workforce or becoming adults. And, I don't know, what do you call them? The others, quote, the others or those people. And then you have a lot of young people that, thrived on reading. Their parents had books on the bookshelf, the homeschooled, school districts that didn't alter their curriculum as far as history goes. There are people that are on a relatively stable course. So you never know really what you're dealing with. And when you're talking to somebody you've never met, you've heard them speak, uh, you still, when you get on the phone with them, you gotta kind of see where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Astro said you're entering a permanent state of trout fishing. That's good, I guess. But good work if you can get it right. But Icarus, yeah, thanks, Ian. Icarus flew too close to sun. I mean, just stuff like that. They would have no idea what you're talking about. Hi, Sherry. The indoctrination system. That's right. But anyway, so I was having a good conversation with this person, and we started talking about the election, the politics and stuff. And his point that he made was, I think they're being too rough on Trump. And I was saying myself, of course, you think? But I'm letting him talk. He's a young person, let me hear what his opinions are, right? So he says, all these politicians, we know they've been doing stuff and they get away with it because of their status, and they're all chasing after Trump, and they've committed crimes, and his thoughts were Trump did stuff that was bad or wrong, but being as he was president, he should be treated the same way and get the same kind of breaks as the people that are chasing him that have been in office for 50 years and breaking laws. Basically an attitude that I guess that, not an attitude, but what information he's gotten is that they're all crooked. I couldn't get into a long discussion with him about Trump and many of the talks that we've had. I mean, the guy's the cleanest person that's been in office in generations. He hasn't done anything wrong. The criminal part of this situation is, as Trump keeps repeating, is the way they're treating him. But at least his notion on the political scene is that the direction the country is going in is wrong, not good. The economy's not good, and Trump has in the past done a good job, and he deserves another chance. So that's a positive thing. He was not negative towards Trump, and he didn't voice support for the gender bender business. So I got to keep in mind that we're talking with people in our daily lives, people we bump into in the street that have had not only a different life experience than we've had, but have had a completely different educational experience. If you can even call it in educational, I'll go with what was said earlier in the chats, indoctrination. So all things considered, this person who's, quite a bit my junior has got a relatively solid view, even though, hey, I can't expect people to know everything that we know. But then again, that's the point of this channel now, isn't it? Point of many other channels, the point of all of us having discussions. Island Girl, how you doing? Lori, Angela, Lauren, lands of the feds and home of the slave. Yeah, it's true, Lauren. That is very true. So being as I've been outside off and on yesterday, today, quite a bit, I am a little congested. I might have to hit my cough button here and there. And, but I keep on keeping on, right? So this situation that is very bizarre with that. I've seen a couple of videos, shared some videos, had some videos sent to me. His line now, somebody videoed him in Iowa talking to one of the people that are going to caucus. And he told this lady, she was saying, "Oh, I just think Trump he's a sledgehammer. He's going to, I like you. I like what you're saying, but, I got to go with Trump." And Vivek, I'm trying to look for the exact words, but he basically said in so many words that you'd be putting Trump in danger if you caucus for him, that the deep state is gonna get him. And you should vote for him to protect Trump. Can you believe that? Now, we've discussed how unnerving it has been for them to be bringing up for months. Many different people have been bringing up the assassination business about Trump. Tucker Carlson has done it. Other big names have done it. And now you have Vivek actually using it to garner votes. Because the lady said, oh, that would be horrible. And if something happened to him, and he was like, oh, yeah, exactly, it would be. That's why you should vote for me. So Trump put a statement, if I pull it up, I'll be able to read it verbatim. But Trump said, be careful with him, and he's not really MAGA. That's not the whole statement. So Vivek answered that by saying, this system will stop at nothing to keep Trump away from the White House. Just because it's wrong doesn't mean it won't happen. And we owe it to our nation to take America first forward. So that's not even code talk there. Yeah, I know he's a plant. Jet lag, how you doing? I know, but what's the game he's playing? Now, tomorrow's the big day. The time and the hour. I don't know about it, whether Obama placed him in there. Hi, Outlandish. Yeah, he's a scumbag. He's got millions of dollars off of Big Pharma. What's his name? Does those TikTok videos. Laid it all out about the company that he's got a lot of stock in. Matt Kim on TikTok. Matt Kim podcast, a young Oriental guy, and he does a lot of different breakdowns. He's kind of like a young Tucker Carlson, a 30-second Tucker Carlson. So we'll see if there's a red flag. Now, there was a young lady that started a company, and I didn't have time to look her name up, but I've watched some videos about her. She came from a very wealthy family, and she started her own company basically a home test kit where you were supposed to be able to put a little droplet on a tab and stick it in a machine, and it would give you all your blood work. Just like going to the doctor and getting your blood work done. And she went for a long time saying, "Oh, we're real close. We're real close." Anyway, she's in jail right now. She got convicted of, hoodooing people. And from what I understand on Vivek's company, it's supposed to be involved in pharmaceuticals. And it's basically the same story. Promises, but not delivering. So, he's running for president. He's also getting money from Black and then Rock and the big names all tied up with Georgie Porgy Soriosio. So thank you, Angela, coming in smashing the like button. Island Girl too, thank you. Yeah, Rand Paul's okay. Ian. He's not running for president, though. Vivek is drawing support from Trump. But that brings me back to the point that I'm talking about. And I don't want to, get people mad at me or anything, but I noticed a kind of a Vivek groupie movement over the past month. People, "Oh, Vivek, Vivek, Vivek." And that tells me, that's why I put on my thumbnail what I said I was going to put up there Friday night. I said, keep an eye out for this thumbnail. And it's Trump when he was at a press conference, and they said, well, it says it in the thumbnail. People say you're secretly trying to save the world from a evil cult of P3DO files and stuff like that. And Trump says, is there anything wrong with that? People that jump on, whether it's DeSantis bandwagon, people that jump on the Nikki Haley bandwagon, people that go, oh, cuckoo over Vivek. They don't see the big picture. We know what the big picture is, and that this is a worldwide corrupt system, and they're getting ready to put the screws to everybody around the world. Speaking of around the world, Germany's going into, I guess tomorrow will be its 8th day of mass protests. And they got a bunch of countries that have joined in. So I heard that the police in Berlin, the only thing I've heard so far, other than a few scuffles, but I heard the police in Berlin was dividing the convoy up or something. It was some kind of moves that had people a little worried that they're going to try to do something. Thank you, Nikki, for putting that link in there for Buy Me a Coffee. But anybody, I can't put links in my description. All I can do is say is buymeacoffee.com and punch in Mountain Man, and then there it'll be if you want to stop by and buy a coffee. Let's see. So Nikki puts links in for me. But anyway, so tomorrow's, I believe, going to be the 8th day, and we've got no reports on it. No reports. But this, again, is a symptom of why we end up, we have people that know there's something very wrong. That's why they go, when they hear Vivek say, we got to destroy the deep state, we got to secure the borders, we got to, tame inflation. Nikki Haley, same thing. Ron DeSantis, same thing. But they don't realize that this is a worldwide issue. They got to understand. Vivek has about half of a snowball's chance in hell to become president. If Trump today said, oh, okay, I'm not going to run. I'm going to go live my billionaire lifestyle. Let Vivek do what you want. America, pick whoever you want. I'm retiring. I've had enough. Vivek would never, ever get the Republican nomination. Well, maybe 20 years from now, but what's going to be left 20 years from now if we don't prevail in this and we don't do exactly what Trump is saying, which is destroy the deep state? Because if we don't, it'll be just like Trump said, they will destroy us. It's that our way of life, our economic system, our culture, our religion, it's all going to go. Okay. So let's see what the numbers are tomorrow. But even that'll be deceiving because there's a big push now to be a Republican for a day. That's what their mantra is now. They're running around Iowa because the Democrats aren't doing anything. They're not caucusing. They're not, it's just the Republican Party. So they're telling their Democrats are saying, be a Republican for a day. And they're going in there pushing for Nikki Haley, to make Trump look bad. So we're not going to get a true view. The only good thing about it is that it's going to be miserable weather. And the more dedicated people are, the more they'll show up. And I don't know how many demon rats are going to try to go out there and vote for Nikki Haley, but it's going to be happening. Hi, Rick. How are you doing? I hope I didn't miss anybody, but let me see them way back in the chats. Garrett, how are you doing? Marilyn, how are you? Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think we'll hear some results tomorrow? The last poll I saw from the Hour Register said Trump was at, I believe, 49, and Nikki Haley was at 20, and what's his face? Ron DeSantis was like 16, 15, something like that. Oh, you guys think General Flynn's going to be the pick for VP? That's what Mary said. That's right. If the media is not attacking him, he's not the one you want. Oh, bummer vibes. That's right, Araceli. Vivek, young slick guy, talks a good game. Hi, Linda. Too cold to protest, Jerry. That's right. Well, what too cold for one of them to show up, and Trump told him go home to mommy. I was watching it. And I heard somebody out there squawking and carrying on, and then it kind of registered with me. Well, it's somebody protesting and a heckler, and I couldn't even make out. I even replayed it a couple of times. I couldn't even make out what the heckler was saying, but they got him out of there. Her, I think it was. And he was saying, look how young she is, young and dumb. Look at her. And I found out it was a climate protester. They had a sign up saying Trump is a climate criminal. So we got these young people. I remember in the 90s, in the 90s and early 2000s, Al Gore going on his boogeyman tour made millions of dollars. The earth has a fever. Every school bought his book. required that his documentary be shown in class, and it's all a bunch of hocus pocus BS. So I'm going, oh, climate change. Yeah, I need to discuss that, because, and I should have, I just didn't have enough time. And, you never know when you're going to run into people, but maybe next time I get to talk to somebody of that younger generation, maybe the same kid, I'll say, well, not kid, probably 30 or 20 something, probably say, what do you think of this climate change stuff? And, a level-headed person, their opinion on this climate change, and see if they are naturally, with their natural God-given reason, able to see that it's a bunch of garbage. Yeah, I remember Ralph Nader in the 70s. He's still drooping around, and he's up in his age, though. But yeah, 10 days apart in the New York Times. Here's two articles, 10 days apart in the New York Times. Shows some girl with a snowboard standing in, I guess it's desert. And the headline says, "End of snow." That global warming is causing the end of snow. 10 days later, New York Times says, how can a warming climate increase snowfall? And it shows a picture of a snow-covered forest. So how can a warming climate increase snowfall? So they always figure out how to make it look like they're right with nonsense and hocus pocus. They can prove it through science. Well, warmth can make it snow, but before that, it's too warm to snow. We'll never see snow again. So it's no wonder people are halfway nuts. You don't skate on frozen ponds anymore, B-Dog? When you're a kid, you're a lot lighter. I can remember walking out on a frozen pond, and you start hearing that cracking, boy, and you turn around and get back to the bank as quick as you can. Of course, when you're a kid, you're, 70 pounds, 60, 70 pounds. I go out there now, I couldn't walk on the same pond. It's not from global warming. It's from me eating too much or growing up or getting older. So anyway, I found it interesting that they announced, I see this climate change thing. I see this thing from the New York Times, and boom, John Kerry is resigning as climate czar to help Joe campaign. And like I said, I can't think of any reason why he would need to resign. Piece of cake to campaign. Oh, cast iron tub. I grew up with cast iron tubs, Lori. The snowmobile on the lake. Well, you still can't you, Nikki? I don't think climate change is making it where you can't. Somebody still couldn't do those things if they wanted to. Did you all hear about Fani Willis? Fani Willis, I got to get some video clips. Her saying, well, we're all sinners. What did she say? She got up in front of a church. DA Fani Willis breaks her silence on the affair and improper use of taxpayer funds. I was in my title, Home Wrecker, with a picture of her, Home Wrecker. because the guy was married. The guy is married and they got kids, and his wife was a homemaker. And next thing she knows, he's traipsing around with this thing. But anyway, she said, quote, "You cannot expect a black woman to be perfect and save the world. We need to be allowed to stumble. We need to be allowed to stumble." Well, it's being investigated, and we'll see if you stumble right into a jail cell where you belong. Never mind, the business of her corruptly spending that money on her boyfriend is bad, but it's the least of it. All right. The criminality is falsely accusing and prosecuting any citizen, much less the 45th president of the United States, and injecting themselves into the election system. All that stuff's criminal, and it's way worse because this business of boyfriends, girlfriends on payrolls and stuff like that, I've talked about it. It's in just about every facet of our governments, and we got to clean it out. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? Plenty of cushion to stop her fall. Oh, freedom. I'm not sure why there's so much denial about the climate. Shouldn't we leave the planet a better place for our grandchildren? Well, that's, your guilt trip. If you want to live a guilt trip that you are making the planet a worse place because you exist, that's your, hey, what gets me is like Greta Thunberg, Doomsberg, whatever her name is. Help save Ukraine in one breath. Supporting this military resistance or uprising in Ukraine. Then in the other breath, they're talking about climate change. You watch a video of a tank or armored personnel carrier, never mind that it's running around for hundreds of miles and blowing out soot, never mind that. But when it gets hit and blows up, 5 guys are gone. But they sit there and burn and burn and burn the blackest smoke. One APC, one armored personnel carrier, he'll sit there and burn all day and all night. And it'll put out more toxins than if you had a fleet of Nissan Sentras or Honda Civics running for 10 years, wouldn't put out as much crud and gases as that one armored personnel carrier that blew up. And people are beating themselves in the face because they take their car to work. I'm destroying the earth. An internal combustion engine with a properly functioning catalytic converter, its main emission is H2O. And yes, carbon comes out, but we've already discussed that, and you should have known it from the 8th grade. Trees breathe carbon dioxide, and they put out oxygen. Life is carbon-based. Carbon is a nutrient. It's all a bunch of horse hockey. So, I'm leaving the place. We got to leave the place a better world for the young people. Yeah. What do you want them to be riding oxen to go to the well to get water? They don't want them to be able to drive a car, go on vacation, go to work, have a nice job, provide for their homes, keep their houses at a comfortable temperature, so kids don't get pneumonia because of this falsehood. Wasting energy is warming the climate. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. So, sleep better, Freedom. Climate denial. See, that is another made up word. Wait a minute, we're going from climate to kids on the payroll? Having your kids on the payroll in the White House is okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Whose kids? No, you take your kids and you do like Mitt Romney, Nancy Pelosi, okay, Joe Biden, and you send your kids over to Middle Europe or Eastern Europe to bribe people and be on the board of energy companies and launder millions of dollars back to you. That's the way to do it. I don't know what Freedom's talking about, Maryland. It's okay. Let him talk. It's all right. We can bring it out. We can talk about it. John F. Kennedy, he had his brother, Bobby, be Attorney General. Hey, KS Cleanup, how you doing? Oh, that's right. They both got assassinated. That's a good question, Astro. Are you a vegan? Hi, Roy. How you doing? So, Ivana and Jared, that's just old hat stuff. Old hat. They weren't doing anything wrong. They've been investigated inside and out, upside, downside. Yeah, Mr. T's kids got real jobs. Hunter's kid gets paid in a little white bag. Wait a minute. Now we're going from the same battle cry. Jared Kushner. We need to investigate Jared Kushner. Now we're back and forth from that. The science is not on your side. You don't know science from a hole in your head. Seriously, what are you talking about? The climate has not changed. The sea levels have not risen. It's just fake garbage. And now we're back to son-in-law in the White House. Yeah, some coincidence. So what? He provided a service. That was what you're talking about, $2 billion from the Saudis. They did a 99-year lease on a high dollar commercial piece of property. Do the math. He got $2 billion. You're dealing with Saudis. They got $2 billion in their mattress. You know why? Because they're skinning us for oil. Been doing that since the 70s. So they pay 99 years worth of rent. They say, here's, take it. That way I don't got to worry about making a check every month for 99 years. Here, pay the whole amount. Oh my gosh, that is so criminal. I'll tell you what they should do, Freedom. They should get Letitia James. Okay, she should look at that situation, charge Jared Kushner with a financial crime. Don't have a jury, don't have a trial. Let that communist judge find him guilty. Don't let him testify, and then take his property. Isn't that the best way to do it? Isn't that the American way? And I don't know if you realize that what you're supporting and what you're arguing for can come back and bite you right in your backside. Well, Freedom, there's so many people that want to damage Trump any way they can. Any way they can. That one creepy judge wouldn't even let him go to his mother-in-law's funeral. Wanted to go forward with a BS lawsuit for something 30 years ago from a crazy woman. And Trump said, I'm going to my mother-in-law's funeral. And that judge can do whatever the hell he wants, because it's all going to get thrown out. So you've got plenty of firepower to go after that Jared Kushner. If there was something there, they would go after it. Hi, Bill. How you doing? Yeah, so just go ahead and go after it. Nobody's going after him because he didn't do anything wrong. How do you know what kind of experience he has in hedge funds? How do you know? What he fell off a turnip truck? He doesn't have any financial education or experience. You don't know anything about Jared Kushner. So quit dreaming up stuff. That's right, KNS. And that's what I was talking about with what stuns me about these Republicans that just all of a sudden want to run to Nikki Haley, all of a sudden want to run to Vivek or DeSantis. I mean, they don't get the big picture. And, the people that I go back and forth with in the comments, so they don't see it. They think it's okay. It's okay to have liars and phony scientific data put policies in place that restrict your access to natural resources, like the water you drink, okay, or what kind of car you're going to drive. They're the same people that want to restrict your ability to walk around with some cash in your pocket, okay, enjoy the fruits of your own labor. They want to charge you for everything you do in life and control everything. You don't know Freedom. You don't know what kind of experience he's had. I tell you, I was a real estate broker for decades. I was a real estate broker when you were running around in dirty diapers. Well, you might not have been doing that, but you probably playing with G.I. Joes. Okay, I'll put it that way. And let me tell you what, I had to know a lot. I had to know a lot about finances. I had to know about mortgages. I had to know about the time value of money. I dealt with residential and commercial properties. Owning real estate, you got to know quite a bit, especially about private equity. What do you think private equity funds invest in? Tomatoes, selling tomatoes on the side of the road? The judge said Mr. T could go to the funeral. Oh, Yeah, but he did turn him down. They got the emails. Robert Gavoya was reading emails from the judge where he denied uh, delaying the trial one day so he could go to the funeral. And Trump said today, I'm going, and he could do whatever the hell he wants. Called him exactly what he was, a Marxist lunatic. I just found out Tennessee, they're going to add a fee to car tags, $100 for hybrid and $200 for EV. They're going to add a fee to the car tags? You see, they never end. They're constantly dreaming of ways to pick your pocket. That's right, KNS. Just the front door of Mar-a-Lago is worth more than most people's houses. No kidding. The front door of Mar-a-Lago is worth more than a lot of people's houses. You're dealing with one-of-a-kind architecture. It's okay that Tennessee's not causing trouble. We got to banter back and forth because you never know. If they sit there and think about what they're saying, and they look at when they go to renew their car tags and see, they say, I'm a good person. I went and bought a hybrid because Greta Thunberg told me I was destroying the earth. And then they go to renew their tags and get slapped in the face with a $200 added fee. Then maybe they'll wake up and think about what old mountain man's saying. Miss Minnesue, don't worry about it, okay? That's enough of that. You're out of here. Don't threaten me about who I can talk to and who I can't talk to. You're going to leave because I'm talking to somebody you don't like. That's only, I believe that's the second time I ever done that in over 600 videos, or yeah, almost 600 videos. When he tells me who I'm going to talk to. I know, outlandish. I was talking about freedom. Freedom would be the strikes me is the kind of person who would appease someone, appease themselves, their delusions about, I've got a Honda Civic, but it's not a hybrid. Honda Civics, Nissan Sentras, Toyota. What's the Toyota everybody liked? For years. Oh my gosh, Corollas. But there was one Toyota, everybody liked. But anyway, not even EV like a Prius, just a regular Toyota, a regular Honda. Even some of the American cars they were putting out, like little Dodge Colts and things like that. They don't put out squat. Toyota Camry, yes, thank you. Toyota Camry, yeah, everybody liked the Toyota Camry and the Celica, but even American-made cars with a properly running catalytic converter, they don't put out anything but water, H2O. So anyway, I don't know, Kicking Bird. If somebody wants to volunteer information, we will. But I mean, somebody is sitting there having the discussion because the bottom line is, folks, somebody expresses things that we don't particularly agree with, you got to remember that we're dealing with that in our own families, in people we go to work with, people we interact with, and our neighbors. How do you get them to consider the way we think about things if when they come into chats to talk about it, oh, get out of here, we don't want to talk to you. You know, I've been saying since I started the channel, people with opposing views, I welcome them, and I enjoy getting into back and forth. So we can, you got to change hearts and minds. We're not, if you have a family member who's got it ingrained in their head that Trump needs to go to jail, you got to tell them the truth, that they're unjustly pursuing him with their behavior is criminal. Their behavior is persecution. Their behavior is abuse of power. And if they can do it to Trump, they sure in the hell can do it to each of us. That's what we got to try to discuss. Now, if your family member thinks the same way as somebody in the chats that disagrees with us, that doesn't mean they're a bad person. They have been told over and over and over things that are not correct. So we try to give facts, and we try to engage in discussion like adults, not impudent children telling me, oh, I'm not going to be a part of this. Well, go on somewhere. Let's see. All the sensors in the vehicles, they are a money scam. Just like what I was talking about, radon. That was a big thing. They're making everybody who sold their house get a radon test. And next thing you know, you had to pay. It just cost people buying homes more money, and it turned out to be a scam. That's right, Tennessee. God-loving, freedom-loving, full-blooded American. Loves life in the Second Amendment. Yeah, you go try to live your life. You got somebody chasing after you saying, you're causing global warming. Hey, how do you guys like my restored 69 Camaro? Isn't it beautiful? Oh, you're destroying the earth. Oh, do me a favor and go somewhere and do something with yourself. And don't worry about me. That's what the problem is. People can't mind their own business and let other people enjoy their life. From the very beginning, I've said, there's a common thread in a lot of people. They're unhappy when they see other people enjoying their lives. That makes them unhappy. And I don't know how you get around that. I remember Gremlins and the Vega. Yeah, Vegas. We used to pick up the back of Vegas. You don't present facts, Freedom Rider. I'm not angry with you. I'm not saying the stuff you're telling me is a bunch of garbage about global warming. It is a hoax. We've been hearing this crap since the 1970s. And it's crap. Well, I'm not, Rick, I'm reading that about what the fracking business. We don't, they said fracking is to squeeze more oil. Yeah, I don't agree with that because we've got plenty of oil. We don't need to do fracking. And you're right. I don't know what it does to the water tables, but it is that technology comes out as a result of them shutting down drilling, taking away leases. And so they look for another way to extract oil. And I'm like, what in the world is fracking? Why you got to do that? Spotted owl was the beginning. Thank you, Nikki. Hit the thumbs up. Ha ha, lime green Vega. They were sporty little cars, you know. I know they had their problems. Oh, a Geo Metro, the 3-cylinder Arturo. Yeah, that's cool. I knew a girl that had a little convertible Geo Metro. It was blue with a white convertible top, and I thought it was the cutest car. That's right, Kicking Bird. Subverting the language is Commie 101, one of the first rules of Commieville. Sandeep, let's see. Trump is 77-year-old. Oh, Sandeep, you can't compare Trump to Biden as far as their energy, mental clarity, mental acuity, physical condition. There's just no comparing it. And yeah, I wouldn't age discriminate. The problems we have in this country. Welcome to the chat, Sandeep. The problem that we have in this country, the only one that's going to straighten them out has identified the problems, has identified the bad players. The only one that's going to get it done is Trump. Vivek ain't going to be able to do it. DeSantis ain't going to be able to do it. Biden don't want to do it. They are part of a Marxist organization that is trying to march to a 2030 agenda, which will put us in a situation where we own nothing and they expect us to be happy. And Bill Gates has said that we have to lower the population by 3 billion people. How do you do that? Sandeep, how do you lower the population by 3 billion? Let me think. I think we should have volunteers to lower the population. Everybody who's freaked out about life, everybody that gets their drawers in a bundle just because somebody wants to drive a gas-powered car, that they should be volunteers and lower the population. The overwhelming majority of the scientific community is wrong about the climate. They're all paid off. And the Weather Channel founder, the founder of the Weather Channel, if I ever get a copy of that video, the founder of the Weather Channel came on, and I think he told Brian Stelter that the climate change was a complete hoax. He knows about science, and they're all paid off government scientists. Well, you'll learn that. You'll learn it. Chicken Little. It's all a bunch of Chicken Little crap. That's right, Jerry. Global warming, acid rain, then warming, then climate change, all for fear, all for control of natural resources, for their own power, profit, and pleasure. Yeah, outlandish freedoms listening to the New World Order payroll scientists, so-called scientists. Bill Gates is a scientist. Bill Nye, the science guy, is not a scientist. He's a TV personality. But you're absolutely wrong. Don't subscribe to magazines like the New Yorker, the Atlantic, Mother. What is that? What is that other hippie magazine, Mother Earth or something like that? It's all a bunch of garbage. That's right, Donna. You can't pick up a magazine anymore without it being mentioned as a fact, and it's a hoax. Where did Sandeep go? I don't see him. He must have left. Let's see. Blizzard of 78. That's right, Debbie. Ha ha, yeah, four-wheel drive Bronco. I remember the Blizzard of 78. But anyway, all right. Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'll go live tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. And we'll have some more chats, okay? I'm trying to see what kind of topics people want to get into. Right now, the hot topic was Vivek and his odd behavior and this constant bringing up by many different personalities that Trump is in serious danger. Right, folks? A lot of people are mentioning that. And I'm going to repeat, expect the unexpected, keep a level head, make sure you stocked up on stuff. So I don't see Sandeep anymore. And Freedom, I hope you look into some other things besides liberal Marxist publications that tell you things that make you judge your neighbor, want to take away your neighbor's rights, and cost everybody more money over a hoax. That's not a good way to live. That's the other thing. I see what you're saying, Linda. Your daughter's childhood friend is hospital with rare lung cancer. Another thing that Trump said that has got them up in arms, they don't want him in, is because he is going to investigate childhood illnesses. All right. Oh, I've been looking into facts, Freedom. I've been looking into facts. I went to 8th grade science class. I know that photosynthesis. I know that trees breathe carbon dioxide. Human beings breathe air and exhale carbon dioxide. And when people tell me that the human breath, when you have a bunch of blue-haired people with 10 pounds of metal in their face that don't know what gender they are, working for the EPA, who think we have 3 billion too many people on the face of this earth, say that the human breath is a greenhouse gas, we have got a problem. A mental problem has infiltrated our government. So anyway, we'll get together tomorrow, folks. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know we kind of bounced all over the place, but I enjoy good conversations. I enjoy putting out our beliefs, our reasons for them, and it's better than being in a echo chamber. Okay, folks. So anyway, hopefully you guys will be with me the next time I go live. Hi, Arturo. You're welcome, Arturo. And the other new guy, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon, folks. But until tomorrow, let's see. Fossil fuels. Now I go a couple of minutes for freedom here because this is important. Burning fossil fuels causes climate change. That's an incontrovertible fact. That is hilarious because there's no such thing as a fossil fuel. That is a term that was made up in the 1960s. Oil is organic, and it is a product of a life byproduct. It's organic. It is made of organic compounds. There is two things in this world: organic and inorganic. It's one or the other. It's either organic or it's inorganic. Oil is organic. I've said, and you may not have been here for it, that they discovered a huge oil reserve in a Siberian peninsula. They're able to date oil. They can check how old oil is. How old was this tremendous reserve of oil they found in the Siberian Peninsula? Take one guess, and I'm talking to you, Freedom. Where'd you go? Where you at, Freedom? Guess how old it was. I don't see a guess. I know there's a delay. That's right, Nick. You said drill, baby, drill. This earth is constantly making oil. It's a byproduct of life on earth, carbon-based life. No one is suggesting stop burning fossil fuels. Transition will take decades. There ain't going to be a transition. There ain't going to be a transition. How old was the oil reserve? I'm asking you, Freedom. Alan says 100 million years old. How old was the huge oil reserve that could keep this entire economy going? The cost of oil is the extraction and refining, preparing it to where it can be utilized, okay, as either gasoline, diesel, or lubrication. That's where the costs come from, because it is the second most abundant liquid on the face of the earth next to water. Diane said 1,000 years. Where are you at, Freedom? How old is the oil they found in Russia, Siberia? Hi, Solo. How you doing? I don't see an answer. You know, they should take that term fossil fuel and purge it from any government documents. Just like Elon Musk, when he said anybody using the term cisgendered is a slur, that it's no longer permitted on X. All right. They should say the same thing about the term fossil fuels. It's part of the hoax. He ran off. He must have ran off. Where'd you run off to, Freedom? Here we go back to the U.S. is the largest producer in the world. Then why are we paying twice as much a barrel than we were under Trump? I don't care about how much this country produces, how much that country produces. What's that got to do about the price of tea in Mongolia? We're paying twice as much a barrel, $80 a barrel. Under Trump, it was less than 40. And answer the question, how old was that oil reserve that was found in the Siberian Peninsula? Dun, 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 dun. Well, sounds like you don't have an answer. I had one guess at 1,000, and I had 1,000 years, and another guess at 100 million years. And I've been asking you, Freedom, what's your guess? And I might as well tell you, this huge oil reserve in the Siberian Peninsula was, if I had a drum roll button, I'd hit a drum roll. He's checking the fake news for the answer. 50 years, folks. 50 years. You're not sure what I'm talking about, the Siberian Peninsula. What are you doing while I'm sitting here talking to people? What are you doing? Looking at your belly button? How can you have a conversation if you don't pay attention? I'm telling you that they had a huge find of oil on the Siberian Peninsula, hundreds of years worth of oil in one geographic location on the face of the earth, a one pin dot on this great big earth. They found a brand new source of oil that rivals Saudi Arabia, and the oil is only 50 years old. That tells you the earth is constantly producing oil. It's not a fossil fuel. And I think it's going to get down to the point that the people that are pushing this stuff, knowingly false stuff, not you, Freedom, because you don't know, okay? It is not an insult to use the term ignorance. If you're not familiar with the facts, you're ignorant of the facts. If I go and cut somebody's head open and try to fix their brain, I can't do it because I'm ignorant about how to be a brain surgeon. It's not a slur. You're ignorant about how oil is produced in this country. Or, I mean, this earth, this Mother Earth. It's organic. There's bacteria that eats oil. They love it. It's like a buffet. And sit here with that boogeyman stuff, fossil fuels. I mean, I went through it when I was a kid. I came home saying, well, how long ago, Mom, how long ago did the dinosaurs live? What happens when we run out of dinosaur bones? Will we be able to drive our cars? It's criminal to sit there and mislead kids that way. And when there are facts, just what I'm going over right now, it's ignored. And nobody's going to tell me, anybody that tells me anything different about oil than what I'm saying right now is full of it, okay, is a fool. Oil's organic. I'll tell you something else. Your hero, your savior, your Kenyan Marxist communist that became president of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, as Rush Limbaugh used to say, he had a speech, and you can't find it on the internet. But he said, now, why we have an oil shortage? Pond scum, it puts out everything on pond scum on top of the water has the same properties as oil. And BP is supposed to be farming algae and pond scum. So if it has the same properties as oil, how come we have an oil shortage? Well, guess what? He was right. Algae and pond scum have the same properties as oil. And algae is a plant. Pond scum is vegetation. Well, they took that little quote from Obama down real quick, because it basically put the whole notion of this fossil fuel propaganda right in the commode, where the intellectual commode where it belongs. Gold, copper, iron are constantly replenishing themselves. Where do you get that from, Freedom Rider? I don't believe you're as old as you say you are, and if you are, your parents should not let you drop out of school, because you had to be a dropout. Gold, copper, iron are inorganic. Inorganic. Can you grow a diamond? Can you grow a gold bar? Do you want to have an iron garden? Use your head for something else besides a hat rack. All right, folks. Anyway, we'll go live again tomorrow. Freedom, do your research. Everything I said is true. True. You find something to prove me wrong, I bet you won't. All right, you guys. You all have a great night. I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for hanging in there with me tonight, everybody, and putting up with me. Ha ha. Y'all have a great night. This is Mountain Man. Over and out.